Hello, today we're going to be revisiting Please Touch the Artwork 2. The objective of this series is to finish what I started however long ago by completing every remaining achievement. It took me 1.5 hours to obtain all 29 achievements, given I recently made a full review from an early copy provided to me. If you want my opinion, go watch that. The game will usually take you around an hour. We start our adventure on the main menu screen by visiting the prequel, which provides us our first achievement. Moving on to the prologue will be after 6 achievements. We quickly arise from our grave and find a local fisherman in trouble. His boat is sinking, so we must find and provide him 5 buckets to save his life. In doing so, he'll provide us a trip across the sea until we're met with a tear in the universe. Patching it up with some gauze will magically restore the water. Arriving on the beach, we find a man wanting to play with his lost wood and a portable bar a little too close to the water. Inside, we'll find a drunken man trying to start his bottle collection. Providing the man with 10 extra bottles, the bartender unhappily beats him and scares him off. Breaking the table on the way, we steal the table leg and restore the canvas to collect the remaining piece of wood we find out is for the man's easel. We'll now spot the difference by crossing our eyes and taking our time. Jumping into the easel will complete the level and provide us our last achievement for completing that section. Moving on to the city, we're looking to obtain 9 achievements. Dead dropping into the city, we find a crazy cat lady in search of her missing 20 cats. It must suck to be a dog person right now. These cats are actually insanely well hidden and not so obvious, so make sure to keep a very keen eye out. Walking into the second painting, we meet the Doofenshmirtz of the story. We'll restore his hole and move on for a bit. Once we obtain all the cats, we will follow this crazy person down the chimney into a large family's home. This guy wants some drinks. We sacrifice this girl for her husband's wish of many crosses, all while helping this one obtain more romantic pages. We give this fine gentleman his drinks and he lets us on his balcony, which will allow us to admire the band outside who is in need of many manly mustaches, which we return inside to find, however only to find the remaining crosses, which we return to our new sacrificed friend. He will provide us one of the last mustaches we take back to the band. They'll now leave, revealing the last page, which we'll learn after handing them over to her were piano scores. And yes, you guessed it right, it's time to play the piano, which will eventually break and find a donut hat inside, which we'll eventually need to give to Jesus, so he can let us down safely off the balcony. Restoring the ripped piece of fabric will provide our escaped friend who once again broke his easel. Providing the wood and escaping will provide us with 2 achievements. On to chapter 3, the still life is holding out on 6 achievements. Falling on our face once again, and talking to a mushroom abomination of a sea creature, we must find their 14 children they lost for being an incredibly bad parent. Multiple painting adventures later, we find all the kids and return them to their now assumed mother, who will graciously let us down her tail, providing the first achievement of this chapter and the realization of them being raised. Our next creepy subject we'll call Jim. Jim is a very hungry human skull trapped within this twisted world. To feed his hunger, we'll need to give him an entire cornucopia of fruit: bananas, peaches, pears, and cherries. Once we find them all, we learn I lied, and it was to give Jim a nice hat with some earrings. Since I lied, he'll eat me whole and send me to the depths of his brain, where I'll find a talking vase shattered into 14 pieces we'll now need to find to escape this place. After a long journey of trying to not cut my finger off, I managed to piece them back together, just to get teleported to yet another weird room, as we come across a talking conch who lost 16 seashells. Doing what we do best, we go out of our way to find them, and in doing so, a new walkway up to the heavens, where we'll find beautiful statues, flowers, and for some reason, a cool smoking duck. Even though I don't support his smoking habits, we're going to have to find the 28 matches to teach this poor duck a lesson. I'm sorry, however that is the ending to this very twisted chapter. Thankfully, we're invited to the wedding, where they'll offer us 3 achievements in exchange for a cooked duck. Jokes aside, we were invited for the same reason we went to all previous places, in search of Doofenshmirtz. We chase him around the place while he's hiding and screaming something about Perry, until we chase him into the tear he created. We'll learn he is sad and taking his anger out on the world because he went missing from his home, which of course, we will now need to find. Quickly leaving to a museum without patching the previous tear in the wall, he will follow behind us cautiously until we return him home. He now lives happily ever after. Meanwhile, we jump back into our painting and head right into the epilogue for the final 4 achievements. One last face plant prior to helping the apartment guard get rid of 13 seagulls. I'm not sure why we must disturb their peace, but we don't ask questions here, we just do it. Returning back, she'll slide out of the way and let us inside. We'll now climb up 7 flights of stairs without a hassle, and enter a random apartment, snoop around until we come across a talking easel who is in need of 27 paintbrushes, all of which we'll find scattered throughout the apartment complex. We visit all nearby residents and steal their paintbrushes before sacrificing the room to the depths. In one of the rooms we'll come across a sleeping dog who we can absolutely pet. Must suck being a cat person right now. Returning to the easel after banishing the residents, we learn it was actually our home, and we go back to what we love most, painting, which is where we obtain our very last achievement to perfect Please Touch the Artwork 2. Thank you so much for watching if you made it this far. Let me know what you thought down below, or what game I should finish next. Subscribe so you never miss a video, and until next time, take care.